Hey, haven't done one of these videos in a long time, and this is anti-gay marriage, homosexual marriage, and which I'm against. Now, I'm not against homosexuals as a person, a people, place, or thing. Okay, not against homosexuals as people, as just as no better, no less than anybody else. Right? Have nothing against that. So that's why I'm doing this in a way, because people tend to say that, oh, it's because you don't agree with homosexual marriage that you hate homosexuals. Not the case. I love the truth more than I care about lies. you know. So my problem is with the lie that homosexuality is just the same as heterosexuality. It is not, and my reasons for that are simply biological, common sense, straight up in your face, biological. That's my only reason. My thing is one creates life, is about life. The whole industry is about humanity, nature, and the laws of nature, life, which we all live by. You are only here because of a heterosexual encounter. Period. Any homosexual is only here because on this planet, every person is on this planet is because of heterosexuality. There's nobody on the planet who have walked together, have been here on the planet because two heterosexuals came together. It has no value to anybody being on the planet. It has no value for the subsistence of humanity. It's not humanity laws, it's inhumanity laws. And so I'll break it back down for you really quickly. Homosexuals will never share genes with their partner. It is not the same as to a man and a woman get together, and to equate them and to be the same is to give them rights and benefits that they do not deserve or work for. They are not responsible. You will never. A homosexual will never, they get this together and do what they do, which I think is really a glorified version of masturbation. It's just masturbation with a helper. Okay? It is not real sex. It is not intercourse. Intercourse creates, they are not fully engaged in sexual activity. They are partially engaged. Okay? Heterosexuality, when you leave, you got to be very concerned that something else will be created, or you will get a dividend out of your check because a life was created. Matter of fact, that's what a lot of marriages have been, because life was created. Except society has broken down so much that we don't accept the responsibility of creating a life and fortifying that life with marrying the person we got pregnant. So that's just how much we declined, and this is another step down. Homosexuality is another step. I'm very clear about that. Now, I love you as a person, place, whatever you want to call it, but I do not, I don't agree with homosexual, but everybody got their sins. I got mine, but it is a sin. I said all of those biological reasons and scientific reasons as the basis of why any kind of homosexuality should not exist. You are fortifying them, and they don't even have to suffer the penalties from getting somebody pregnant. They can get together, have all the sex they want, and walk away scot-free, other than diseases. So that's my problem. So that's part A of this vlog. Now, to get to the point that nobody has ever refuted or ever said that except they're going to say the one thing. Well, if you sterile has nothing. You can be sterile and still be heterosexuals. It's a group. It's a group. Heterosexuals, I'm talking about homosexuality and heterosexuality. Two different groups. Sterile couples are still heterosexual. Homosexuals are never sterile. They're never fertile. There is none. They don't even apply for that. They don't apply as being sterile, so they can't compare themselves to that. They can't also compare themselves to being a minority because they're not a minority. It's a choice. They're not born one color or another. So they're trying to say that. But then, oh no, if you're born, well then why do you can switch the tracks any way you want, anytime you want? And that's why, matter of fact, I don't even believe in a heterosexual as a group of people. It's just a homosexual as a group of people. They're just heterosexuals doing homosexual things. Their internals, their organs, nothing about them is homosexual. You know, their internals, a uterus is not homosexual. It's a heterosexual part of your body. And a homosexual's need to have a family is a heterosexual desire. So they just having heterosexual activity, homosexual sexual activity. There's still heterosexuals wanting to carry out all the That's why they want marriage in the first place, because they still want to be heterosexual. There is not anything homosexual about wanting a child. Else, you would share genes with your partner. Yeah. So anyway, so that you can't do. Now, I said all that just to let you know what I'm going to say about on a spiritual level. You can't deal with it on you can't come with the truth on a scientific level. You can't break down that argument that I've presented there, and that should have been enough. But now I'm going to go on to those who can follow. So if you one of those who don't believe in God, or let me say a fool that doesn't believe in God, because that's what the Bible says is a fool. If you can wake up and look at the sun shine, and it's been shining millions of years before you got here, then then you have no clue of what, and you have your special, as my pastor said recently, here's a holiday for you too. April Fools. It's April Fool's Day. It's for fools, and a fool says in his heart there is no God. Especially somebody, to me, just the level of thinking that you have to say, oh, I know about God, and only been here 50, 60, 70 years, a drop in the bucket, and gonna be gone. So anyway, let me deal with it. So, for those who do believe in God, or who have, now, I didn't call you stupid, okay? I'm just saying that to me it is foolishness, but that doesn't mean you stupid or something like that, okay? So don't be offended if you one of my friends who I do foolish stuff too every day. so and I do believe in God. So it's nobody's better than anybody. But to say that you don't have, that this is not a sin and that, then you are trying to say you are without sin. And to me, that's arrogant. Again, like walking away and never having to pay the penalties for what you do or your actions. I believe you have to pay the penalty for every single word, every single breath that comes out of your life. When you're going to have to give account for it one day. You didn't create the breath in your mouth, and one day the one who gave it to you is going to call you to accountability for that. That's not the point. I might have to do a second video. So I'll lead into this because I'm already at 9. So I'll go on to part 2 because I want to talk about the other Sodom, and just how. So my point is about homosexual thing. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. I think Sister Sunshine said that. And which I don't particularly agree with, but pick the lesser of two evils. And so that's going to be, and there is a lesser of two evils in this situation. And so I want to explain the two situations that are like Sodom, which is as me as a person, as a Christian, I could say all this, but to point out I can I don't agree with it. Like, let's say civil unions, because really I think all of your stuff is just legalities, homosexuality, and so that should be able to account. You want a will, you want medical plans, you want this and all that stuff. For the person that you have care for. I don't agree with it, but I do believe that there's a way that the state can do it, since that's what you're going to do anyway, and the state is only there to serve the people. So if the people is corrupt, then what you think the state is going to do? And then after that, I want to talk about Obama. Okay, President Obama. Excuse me.